Jacksonville, Florida. Today, a good battle in the AFC. It's the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mike Tirico with my partner Greg Olson, the veteran Nick Folk to get this one started. Off we go from the Sunshine State.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
So here come the Jaguars, and Greg, it brings out Trevor Lawrence. Many ups and downs in his first 4 seasons. Now year 5 for the former #1 overall pick out of Clemson.
Now, this is the type of quarterbacks that just give defensive coordinators nightmares. They stay up all night thinking, okay, what is the best way to defend him? Do we treat him as a runner? Do we treat him as a passer? And I think that's really where the most stress comes in, Mike, is you want to make sure you don't let him kill you with his legs downfield as a runner, but it's also his ability to extend plays as a passer that really creates a lot of stress on your back-end coverage, and that's where those big plays can come. So it's a big challenge. They know it. We'll find out early on what the plan is.
At the 36-yard line.
Now it's 2nd and 1. In motion comes Thomas. The throw on the RPO is complete. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
That's good for a Jaguars.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 49-yard line.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down. Lawrence now. He finds his tight end. That's Brenton Strange. And they'll take this down inside the 35. 18 yards on the connection. That's good for a Jaguar. First down.
10 at the 31-yard line.
Now here's Lawrence. That's complete. It's Parker Washington. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 23-yard line.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 2. Now ETN. He'll forward for maybe a yard. Quincy Williams in there for the stop.
At the 22-yard line. A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 1.
7th play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. It's the quarterback with the sneak, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's to the end zone, but just too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
On second down, here's ETN. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage. And I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet you he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
Lawrence from the gun here on third down. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Ryan Thomas. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And they get the first points of the game. What a way to start it, Greg. You get the ball. It's what you want to do. Settle into this game on top 6-0.
Mike, how often do we have coaches tell us the importance of playing with the lead? Well, they come take the ball right away on the first drive, all the way down there and strike first. And now the rest of the way, let's see how it plays out.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Jaguars will take a 7-0 lead.
The score, Jaguars 7, Jets 0.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Davis. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down. These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning first and second down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in third and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
Throwing now from the gun. He'll step up and run this. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
There he goes again.
The quarterback on the scramble. A gain of 9 brings up second and 1 at the 50-yard line.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second and 1. On the handoff, here comes Hall. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Jets, first down. A gain of 4 yards. And the Jets, first down.
Now this time they'll look to throw.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. They'll look to throw. That one incomplete. Good job. Textbook there. Separated the man from the ball, and it'll bring up third down.
All right, so the first two, they go clearly to the defense. You got a first down sack. That sets everything of the drive for the offense behind the 8-ball. Then they followed up with a forced incompletion. So now 3rd and long, this is a must-pass situation, and the defense has a prime opportunity to get themselves off the field.
Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
Quarterback just has to get this ball out of his hands. I understand giving your guy a chance to pick up the first down. Let's see if he can get some space downfield past the sticks and put one on him. But once it's clear that's not going to work, this ball either needs to be thrown away, checked down, but you certainly don't want to continue to go backwards.
So on 4th down, out comes Austin McNamara to punt for New York. Parker Washington awaits for the Jaguars. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Jaguars offense ready now for their second drive. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence. Get this to the tight end, Johnny Munt. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a first down.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
Thomas Jr. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Here's 3rd and 7. Throwing is Lawrence. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. 22 yards, the pickup there. First down, Jacksonville.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So if you're going to have time to allow your big tight end to start on one side of the field and run a crossing route all the way to the other, your big guys up front better hold up in protection. That's exactly what they were able to do here. Gave the quarterback the confidence of staying with him the entire way through, delivering that ball on the far side of the field, and leads to a nice pickup.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Give them 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
You hear teams talk about it all the time, Mike. Let's win at the point of attack. And boy, this team here early in the first quarter, they've done just that.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. They'll look to set up the screen here. And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
They'll run it here with Etienne. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6.
Malachi Moore on the stop. A Pickup of 2 brings up second and goal at the 6-yard line.
Second and goal. Man in motion here is Washington. Lawrence now on second down. And he's in. Touchdown, Jaguars.
I'll tell you what, this offense has come out and they have completely dominated here in the early going, Mike. I mean, this has just been methodical, sustained, back-to-back drives right down the field. And then to finish in the red zone, man, you just can't draw it up any better than that.
Little on now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jaguars move out on top, 14-0.
14, Jets nothing.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Davis now to return it. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Jets offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They're an early hole, 14-0. They'll start digging out soon. Begin this drive, 1st and 10. Set up to throw. Rolling right, and he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
What a first half for this pass rush, huh, Mike? I mean, they have just completely dominated this game. They are in complete control, and you have to imagine this offensive line, there's got to be some adjustments up front. They just cannot allow their quarterback to continue to be hit like this.
Now, faking the give, rolling to the left. He's going to tuck it and go.
The quarterback on the snap. 12 yards on the play. Leads to 3rd down and
1. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll try to sneak it here. And he's going to be close to that 1st down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a 1st down. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. It's the Jaguars on top. And we'll have more from Jacksonville after this. The Jets have it here to start quarter number 2. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. As we are ready to get back underway. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
This offense just has no answers, Mike. You'd think after the first couple sacks that they would make some adjustments, but the same result continues to happen. The defense continues to get to the quarterback. The quarterback has no time to push the ball downfield, and this deficit just continues to grow.
Now they'll set up to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Good work. As the defender bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down. He'll look to throw. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson. That is brought in. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. A big play for the Jets. 52 yards.
A gain of 52 yards. First down, New York.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
At the 17-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
And 6 yards to go.
Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a first down.
Automatic first down.
The motion man is Johnson. Hall will take this one in. Touchdown, Jets.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. He's got it. And the Jets are on the board. It's now 14-7.
14. Jets 7.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. This taken at the 5. And that's well done by the kicking team. He's only able to make it past the 15-yard line. The Jaguars offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Look to hit him with the jet sweep here to begin this drive. He'll get to the edge, but unsuccessfully stopped there for no gain.
Well, that defense had that pegged from the jump, Mike. They tried to catch him a little off guard by doing a jet sweep to the wide receiver. There was no going anywhere on the outside. Great pursuit by the defense, no gain.
second down, Lawrence. This one complete to Washington. He'll be taken down close to a first down. They're at the 27-yard line.
Brings up third down.
Third and inches. They'll run the sneak, and he'll pick up the first down as he moves this up to the 29-yard line.
It's a gain 2. That's good for a Jaguars first down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Here's first and 10. To throw is Lawrence. Throw here down the field will fall incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Mike, considering how this offense has played in the first couple possessions, I'm surprised that one wasn't completed. It seems like that's the first miss of the game. Continue to push the ball downfield. Continue to build on this momentum because so far they've come out hot in this one.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
To Johnny Hunt. A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and
8. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he did all he could, but he's going to be forced out at the line of scrimmage, well short of the first down. On fourth down, here's the AFC Pro Bowler from a year ago, Logan Cook, to punt. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. They'll begin with first and 10. Off the play fake. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Dennis Gardeck. He's in for the sack. It's going to be a loss of 8 to begin the drive.
I think here offensively, they got to go in at halftime and regroup. The play caller, the offensive line coach, the quarterback, they got to make sure they're on the same page. It just doesn't seem like they're all communicating the pass protection assignments the right way because he continues to end up on his back.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9. And third down coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
He'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen to Hall. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
It's 4th down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and their running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on third down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll start out first down and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 9.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there.
Automatic first down.
The defense still arguing about that pass interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face first and goal. With a quick pass to the receiver heading right. Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
No gain on the play.
Well, you could tell that the defense had seen that play on game tape, and they were ready for it. They tried to do a little jet sweep pop pass out of the gun. Defense was all over it. Nowhere to go, no gain.
Now Lawrence. Now a screen set up for ETN. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive lineman to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all three levels played disciplined, good football with good vision. That's why they're able to stop him for no gain.
Now Lawrence on the bootleg. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this fourth down after failing on third.
They'll run for it with ETN. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
And what a job here by the defensive line. They've got to hold their ground. Any sort of push by the offense is going to result in a touchdown. But here, the defense comes through with a huge goal line stand, and they're able to keep this offense out of the end zone.
Going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 3-yard line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Hall. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it.
He's brought down at his own 4-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9. Play clock nearly expires as they set up to throw. This one caught by Mechie. He's going to have the first down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
We're not even at halftime yet, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has completely taken over the game. It's just sack after sack after sack. This is going to be a long day for this offensive group if the O-line doesn't figure something out here in a hurry.
They'll look to throw. There's a short one caught by Taylor. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Brings up 3rd and
14. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. Back with more from Jacksonville after this timeout. 3rd and long. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. On comes the punt team now for the Jets, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. On the return, here's Washington. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Jaguars offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And he's in! Brian Thomas. Touchdown, Jacksonville. His 2nd touchdown of this first half. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. It's up and good. And the Jaguars will take a 21-7 lead.
Jets 7.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. And a muffin down just shy of the 40. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
Man, when it works well, the zone read is a thing of beauty. It just adds another dimension to this offense. And if the defense doesn't get a better plan, they're going to continue to do it all day.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
What an unbelievable performance by this pass rush to start this game. And then on the flip side of things, I'm not sure if things could get any worse for this offensive line. I mean, they've got to figure something out, and they've got to do it in a hurry because they are completely outmatched right now at the moment.
Looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
Well, after that incompletion, probably going to put an end to this drive, but what it does now is the opponent now has a chance to increase their lead because now they're going to steal an extra possession before we go to the halftime break.
On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. That is caught wide on the RPO. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. Their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining until halftime.
2nd and 6 at the 27-yard line.
It is 2nd and 6. Play action now. It's Lawrence. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
So I don't hate the decision, Mike, but it just feels like he put a little too much air on that ball. It just took that ball way too much time to get to the open receiver. And when you hang a ball that long, the defenders at this level are just going to break and attack on that ball. And he's lucky that didn't end up going back the other direction.
This time they stay on the ground. And he'll get this to the 35. That's good enough for the first down. Now the Jags will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
On the throwaway. Malachi Moore on the coverage.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
And 10 yards.
And even though they'll say he had a man in the vicinity of the throws, clearly not intended to be caught. Really smart play. Don't risk a turnover here. Live for the next snap.
In motion is Myers. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you. Second half drawing near. So good to have you back with us here on EA Sports. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jets offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Josh Hines Allen there on the tackle.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll set up to throw. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play a man-to-man. And it's exactly what they did here. And there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
And that is incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Now, fair catch, and he'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The Jags offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
Thomas on the tackle. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 35-yard line.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Man in motion here is Washington. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
Incomplete. Malachi Moore on the coverage.
You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll go with the sneak. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a first down.
Jaguars, first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw.
Solid rep there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
Lawrence now on 2nd down. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Let's give credit to that pass rush for making their presence felt, and although it didn't result in a sack, it's the disruption of the timing that's just enough to force that incompletion.
Lawrence from the gun here on third down. And that is incomplete.
All right, so after that rough series throwing the ball, conventional wisdom says, hey, we got to come out, we've got to establish some run, we've got to mix in some runs. And while they certainly want balance, they don't also want to just become one-dimensional. So take easy throws, give your quarterback a couple easy completions, let him see the ball get completed, and it's amazing how quickly your passing game can turn around.
That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The Jets offense about ready to take over once more. They will run it over center with Hall. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Now an injury timeout, and that's Breece Hall, who is struggling a bit after that play. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now a give to Davis. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Jets first down.
Jets first down. It's a gain of 10. And the Jets first down.
He'll go again with Davis. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
Tackled back at the 41-yard line.
Now this time they'll look to throw. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Just not a lot of plays on that call sheet for the offensive coordinator for 3rd and a mile. So that's a huge sack there that they took on 2nd down. And barring something dramatic happening here, it might have just killed any chance of extending this drive.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Gets that one to the veteran Lazard. And this is not going to do the trick. Unable to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it leads to 4th down.
I think it's safe to assume that is not how they envisioned that 3rd down play call going. And now after going backwards, it's going to bring up 4th down.
On now comes the punt team for the Jets, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. Brian Thomas now and the Jaguars offense getting set for their next possession. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. They go play action for Lawrence. Open right side. That strains the tight end. And he's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard. Play is stopped. We have an injury to one of the Jaguars. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 8. Lawrence now. He'll try to set up the screen here. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. That screen goes for 12. And that's a first down.
Jaguars.
The job of the offensive lineman is the key piece to a successful screenplay. They have to balance this fine line between stopping the defensive lineman from getting to the quarterback too quick, but also let that defensive lineman think he's got a free rush at the quarterback. That's the balance and the timing that made this play so successful, and they're able to pick up the first down.
He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 7. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
On the tackle. A loss of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Man in motion here is Washington. Now here's Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Jets offense headed back to take over once more. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down.
That's good for a Jets.
About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a 1st down.
First down.
Really no hesitation on the part of the quarterback, Mike. I mean, he knew where that open receiver was going to be based on his pre-snap read. The defense did nothing to alter that picture, and that's a great play to start this drive.
Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And he will score. Reese Hall, touchdown, New York. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Taking care of business on the ground. They run it into the end zone to put 6 on the board.
Mike, some of the hardest elements to coach for a running back is vision and patience. And in this case, you saw both of them on display, and he's able to take the long run all the way to the house for 6.
Folk now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Jets draw closer here. It's 21-14.
Jets 14.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25.
There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they'll try to keep it going. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. And he shows off those strong legs running through one tackle. Give him a gain of 8.
Taken down at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 2. The RPO, that one is complete. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Jaguars.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Here's Etienne. And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll run it once more with Etienne. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
And Sherwood on the tackle. A gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and
2. Here's 3rd and 2. Throwing is Lawrence. Got his man. It's complete to Thomas. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. He had 2 touchdowns earlier. Looking to see what he can do here in this second half. That grab gets them a first down.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
Up the middle, here's Etienne. He'll look for a short gain to the 25. Quincy Williams in there for the stop.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Lawrence. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Have to get this to the 20. Here's 3rd down. Now Lawrence. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
So it is 4th down, and that'll bring on Cam Little for this Jaguars field goal.
42-yard attempt.
This will be from 42 yards out. Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars going to extend their lead. It's now 24-14. So, after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
The Jets take over.
Brees Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the top of the conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. Give up the middle with Hall. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Taking down right at the
So
line of
often
scrimmage.
when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
2nd and 10. Another run here with Hall. And a pick his way forward. A gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
He'll drop to throw. Now a deep ball for Mitchell. He's got it! A big play and a needed one as well. Pick up of 46 yards.
And the Jets, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Well, he certainly didn't look like a rookie on that long completion, Mike. Not only his ability to scan the field and find his favorable matchup, but he was able to hit his downfield target in the perfect spot that led to that big gain.
This one on target for Johnson. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 14-yard line.
Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. He'll run it out of the gun, and it's Hall. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
Taken down back at the 18-yard line.
3rd down and 9. Back to throw. That's right side and caught by Taylor. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. So now the veteran, Nick Folk, with an important kick. This to get back to a 1-possession game. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within 1 score. So the field goal makes it a 1-score game here in the 4th quarter as they kick it away. A return now from the 4. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. To throw is Lawrence. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Second down, Lawrence. To the left side, and is caught by Myers. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Third and 2. Here we go. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
That's good for a Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
This run straight ahead for ETN. And he skips away nicely from that first defender. It's a pickup of 5.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 4. Here's Lawrence. Now a screen set up for ETN. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
A gain of 6. And the Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now ETN. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. 17 yards, the gain there. That's good for a Jaguar. First down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Now he'll just pitch this one out there. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
2nd and 12.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Man in motion here is Washington. Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. I try to pitch one forward. That was an option there, but it does fall incomplete.
Incomplete. Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Third and long. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Jacoby Myers. Touchdown, Jaguars. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Little on now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Jaguars will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter.
17.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. The return, here comes Davis.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
The Jets offense back onto the field for their next possession. Throw here to begin the drive. To the left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. They get 11 and quickly pick up a first down.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
He'll look to throw. He'll swing this one out to Hall. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend, make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that. Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
Back to the air once more on second down. That one knocked away, and it's incomplete.
It's his ability to change direction. He's able to go from his back pedal to then driving that route fast enough that he gets to the ball immediately as it arrives, and he's able to knock it down.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face third down and 10. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Sometimes in the NFL, you have to be careful what you ask for. This offensive line, they were very clear to us this week. They wanted to take on this group. They loved the ability to be challenged. Well, they might have poked the bear a little bit too much because they've now surrendered a whopping 10 sacks in a single game. And I don't think there's been any signs of this pass rush slowing down.
Special teams on the field, ready for this punt. That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line. Brian Thomas now and the Jaguars offense getting set for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
He is just gashing the defense right now. 17 more yards with that one.
Two-possession lead, fourth quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stop it.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
Lawrence now on second down. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's third down coming up.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Lawrence. And this ball incomplete on third down.
So I actually really like the concept of the pass play, and I think if we see a little bit better pass protection, even just a second longer, that's probably a completed pass, but I think the pressure just sped his clock up just enough, Mike, that he wasn't able to get that ball exactly where it needed to be.
A 56-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
17.
So, after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. Set up to throw. Forced out wide.
That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
Second down and 8. Throwing now from the gun. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Now a 3rd and 2. He'll try to run for it with Hall. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Looking deep for Lazard. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. Well, the goal here is to run some time off the clock. The game is well in hand as they get back on offense for 1st and 10. down inside the 25-yard line. A gain there of 11. First down, Jacksonville.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it, and no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
We'll go back to ETN on first down. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
20-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
Once again, it's ETN. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, here's a third down and 4. Now a handoff. ETN. And the Jags are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown. That is a gain of 15, and now it's first and goal.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
They'll run it here with ETN. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. The kick is good, and the Jaguars are able to extend the lead.
Jaguars 41, Jets 17.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Davis now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Jets offense ready to take over once again. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up second and 10.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. This one caught by Mechie. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. It comes with 36 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
These can be tricky situations defensively, right? The game is all but over. Barring something unforeseen, you got this one in the bag, but you still want to finish on a high note. You still want to walk off the field and put an exclamation point on what's pretty much been a dominant performance right from the start.
They'll look to throw yet again. Off he goes. Now a timeout Jets. It'll be their second. And we'll stop it with a little over 30 left in the game.
At the Jaguars' 45-yard line.
A good spot here, second and a yard. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Throw over the middle, looked in by Mitchell. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
And the Jets, first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
To throw. And deep for the back of the end zone. This one batted away. It's incomplete. Good hands there in the end zone. And that'll bring up second down.
And while this one is all but over, these guys aren't going to let up one bit. They have a lot of pride in their performance, Mike. And just because they had this big lead, they're not going to give you anything easy here down the stretch.
Back to the air again on second and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And even though you're facing a big deficit, I still think this is the right decision. At some point, you do have to start forcing the ball to make something happen, but you can't be reckless. So I think this would have been more on the reckless side, and certainly a good decision. Maintain possession of the ball.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down. He'll drop to throw. That is intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to have it just past their 25.
Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
A kneel down here from Lawrence, and that should wrap things up. So it's a win here for the Jaguars. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play. In the end, they come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Jaguars are the winners here at home as we say so long from Jacksonville.